What's going on, guys? This is BunnyMuffins. I got a new video today going over compositions that I've been looking at all around the world. We have a lot of composition diversity right now as the patch is very new, but keep in mind that this patch is going to be live for a whole month. So everything can change week to week, and people will start to build counters to the good comps right now, and then people will try to counter those, etc., until Season 10 comes around. What I have for you guys today is the very popular Summoner Sin comp. I got a Ranger comp, a Berserker comp, a couple Soulbound comps that you guys might like to try, and last but not least, I have kind of like a Ocean Warden Mystic base that a lot of people are using. But let's just get right into it. I'm going to start with the first comp. This has seen the most popularity in North America. Azir is probably one of the most contested champions in North America right now because a lot of people are winning with desert compositions. But this one revolves around getting 3 assassins and 3 summoners. You always want to use Kiana pretty much regardless of the map. She's just a very versatile assassin. She's kind of like Pyke from last patch. But you definitely want to focus around Kha'Zix's carry. You definitely want an Infinity Edge, and then after that, just whatever damage items you could put on him, or even survivability items that are typically used on carry, such as like Dragon Claw. Zed, you definitely want Warmogs and Redemption. These are the 2 most important items, and then whatever item that you can finish, throw that on him as well. This composition is really strong if you also have an Iceborne Gauntlet on Nautilus, because he can be used as a frontline tank to buy a lot of time for your assassins to kill everything. But this comp's really strong, mainly popular in North America, but I have seen it played elsewhere. But the final composition is 2 Deserts, 2 Warden, 3 Assassins, and 3 Summoners. Going into Europe, I've been seeing this Ranger composition pop up quite a bit. Though it isn't the most popular comp, it is the region that I've seen it played in the most. This comp revolves around a main tank. It doesn't have to be Scion. It could be either Amumu, Taric, or Scion. Whoever is your strongest and whoever has the most items, you just put that person in front, and then you follow it behind with 4 Rangers. This comp also runs Senna for 3 Shadows, which is very strong as well for Kindred, who is your primary carry. So the main items you want on Kindred are Rapid Fire Cannon, and then after that you just want 2 more damage items. In this case, I've seen Guinsoo's and Deathblade played quite often, but I'm not sure if those are best in slot. They might have just built those items because that's all they had to choose with. But again, all this comp revolves around is having 1 main tank, Scion, Amumu, or Taric, and then 4 Rangers in the back with the last Shadow. This composition is pretty good because not a lot of people have gone Rangers typically in the past so far this set, so you might be able to complete this composition very easily if you go for it. Next up, I've seen this Berserker comp in Brazil a lot. This one revolves around 6 Berserkers, 3 Electric, and 2 Glacial. So essentially you just have a huge front line of all 6 Berserkers, and then you add in Ornn as another Electric, and then you have Zed carry as always. Zed's very strong in this patch. He's probably the strongest champion. Him and Singed, if you come to think about it. And this composition is really good because all these guys take a really long time to die in the front, which allows you to get a lot of different Zed copies, and especially if you have Redemption on it, you get so many different types of healing, it's crazy. Also, you want to add double Locket for the early game, and you just throw that on Volibear. And again, all this Locket does in the late game is buy more time for Zed to get more clones off in order for you to really snowball the game from there. And then, of course, if you do have spare items, throw them on Olaf. He's the main Berserker carry, so he'll always want all your leftover items. The next 2 compositions are pretty popular Senna and Lucian Soulbound compositions I've been seeing. This one revolves around 4 Wardens, 2 Ocean, 3 Inferno, and 3 Shadow. And of course, having Lucian up front. Obviously, the strongest item on him is Giant Slayer because his ultimate shoots a lot of projectiles, all of which proc on hit abilities. So you definitely want Giant Slayer. I like having another on hit as well, and then maybe a Runon's Hurricane. You could also use Hush, Disarm. Pretty much any on hit item is very, very strong on Lucian. After that, you'll want to focus items on Senna. In this particular composition, you want Bami Cinder to get the 3rd Inferno, but you really always want to try to get Guardian Angel and Morello Namakan on her because those 2 are the very strongest items. You want Guardian Angel so that the Soulbound synergy allows Lucian to live longer, and you want Morello because she has a wide AoE ability. Notice how we put Lucian all the way in the front, and this is okay because if we read Soulbound, it's the first unit to die in a round will instead enter the Spirit Realm, and they'll become untargetable and continue to fight as long as another Soulbound unit is alive. And that's why we have in the front. It's okay if he dies because he'll be untargetable in the future as long as Senna lives, hence why we put Tarek right next to her, and we have the Guardian Angel on her to prolong her life as long as possible. The next Lucian and Senna composition revolves around Lights, Mystic, Shadow, and Summoner. Again, we have the same item combinations on both Lucian and Senna. We have the Giant Slayer, and we have the Guardian Angel and Morellonomicon. And this one's a little more flexible because you don't need the Spatula item to get to 3 Infernal. So instead, this one you can just run 3 Summoners along with the 3 Shadows and then just stack Lucian and Senna as usual. This version makes them better against magic damage because they do have the Mystic synergy. If you looked at the one before, this one was more focused around Warden, so you can kind of pick and choose to see what your lobby's going. If there's a lot of physical damage, maybe go for this composition. If there's a lot of magic damage, maybe go for the one with the Mystics. The last composition I want to be going over today is a Warden Mystic composition, and you could throw any sort of damage synergies as well to complement this build. It's a very defensive build, and then you just stack all their tankiness around certain carries. And this is a very, very popular strategy used by the top 1 Korean player. I think he won something like 6 games in a row using this strategy. So the foundation of this composition is Tarek, Nautilus, Malphite, Janna, and Nami. So this gives you 3 Wardens and 2 Mystics. The best damage additions would be Zed and Ornn, because this gives 2 Electrics. And then you can add in either 2 Summoners or 2 Assassins as well if you can fit it with Spatula items. This is a composition I've seen him go for the most. He also puts in 2 Zeds at level 2 if he can find those as well. Another thing you could throw in after you put in Zed and Ornn is Lux. Lux works in all of these compositions because she's just very strong, and because she has the strong tanky base that the core provides, almost any version of her can be used. The other variations I see him using are one revolving around mages. So with Brand, Syndra, and Thresh, he gets 4 Ocean, and he also gets Mage Synergy. He adds another one as well to get to 3 Mages. Not many people have been playing Brand because he got nerfed and a lot of other compositions started getting a lot stronger, so this one might be worth going for if you see no one else going for Brand. And then the last damage dealers I've seen him use is Blade Master. Yasuo and Sivir are very good for this. Sivir because she could put on a lot of on-hit abilities, and Yasuo because she has a natural cloud synergy with Janna. And then you could either make the Blade Master item or just play a 3rd Blade Master to finish up that build. That's it for today. Again, most popular in North America is Summoner Sins. In Europe, I've seen Rangers being played a lot. In Brazil, I've been seeing the 6 Berserker build. And then I also gave you 2 Soulbound builds that you can try. One's good against attack damage, one's good against magic damage, and then lastly I have the Korean build, which revolves around Tarek, Nautilus, Malphite, Nami, and Janna. And if you can't get the late game units, you could use Soraka instead of Nami, or you could use Thresh instead of Tarek. But then his favorite composition combines this with Ornn and Zed, and if not, you could go either Blade Master or Mages. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be releasing these videos on the Friday after every single patch, so the next one will be sometime in January when they release Season 10, but I'll look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and of course smash that like button. Each like is an LP I gain before the next video.